Hey guys, Nuan here with Movie Snigger Reviews, and today we are going to talk about Shazam. So we are back at Geek HQ, and today joining me once again is Mr. Oshita Narangoda.
Hi guys.
Thanks for joining me again. So Oshita, let's talk about Shazam. So this story is about Billy Batson. So he's an orphan teenager who's been jumping from foster home to foster home, never wanting to settle down because he's still looking for his mother. He finally ends up at this group home and meets Freddy, who's a big fan of superheroes, just like us. So Billy doesn't really care about superheroes at first until he meets this old wizard who gives him superpowers, which transforms Billy into Shazam. It's sort of like a kid in a grown-up superhero body. And now he has to figure out how to use his powers and stop the bad guys. So first thing I want to talk about, Oshita, is what makes this movie stand apart from the rest. I felt like it tapped into something that we haven't seen very much, which is strange because we see a lot of superhero movies these days. So we have previously seen characters trying to control their powers. We have seen with Superman or with the X-Men. But in those movies, it was often a serious or a painful process. Most of those characters see their powers as a curse and not a gift until later on.
True.
But in Shazam, they focused on the fun. They focused on the geeking out phase of discovering your superpowers. So what did you think about that?
Yeah, so speaking out the geeking out phase, I mean, what makes Shazam stands out is the fact that, you know, it clearly demonstrates the fact that everyone of us has a superhero inside of them. So Billy Batson is just a teen and he just loves, you know, I mean, any kid would love to be a superhero.
Yeah, that's
so
what, like their dream.
Yeah,
right?
Especially Freddy, his friend Freddy, he's like a huge geek.
He's the huge geek.
So you get to see, you know, how he's geeking out and the stuff he collects and all. So I think apart from the fact that Shazam being a really fun film, the plot makes it really refreshing. And I think it's the most unique DC film I've ever seen.
And I think it's something we can relate to, the geeking out part, because
Yes,
it's something
exactly.
we know very well.
I mean, everyone would love to be a superhero.
Yeah, I mean, and you are a cosplayer, so you
Exactly.
know.
I mean, I was about to
That's what
say
you
that
want
as
to
well.
do.
Yeah. So cosplay is all about being yourself. So imagine a kid, you know, gets the power to become a superhero.
Yeah.
And then
That's such a cool thing.
he would freak out.
Yeah.
So we probably got to see that in the film.
It's nice to see that. It's very refreshing, like you said.
Yeah.
And it's something we haven't seen a lot. I think I've only seen this sort of thing in a movie called Chronicle. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Yes.
So in that movie, a group of friends get superpowers, and the first part of that movie is sort of like Shazam, where they are geeking out and they're having a lot of fun. Of course, that movie goes darker towards the end, but Shazam captured that geekiness and that fun fun factor very well.
Actually, it's ridiculous fun. It's
Yeah.
like crazy fun actually.
From start to finish.
From start to finish.
And I think the geeking out part works because of the two main characters. You have Billy Batson and Freddy. And Freddy is a superhero expert, like you said. And so Billy goes to Freddy for advice. And so that's where most of the fun comes from, because it's so fun to watch them figure out their powers. And we see this friendship develop over time. What did you think about that friendship and how they showed it?
Billy is a talker, like he's all
Freddy.
So Freddy is a talker, like he's very, very talkative. And he's so much into superheroes, and being geeks is all about collecting, and we get to see how much of a huge fan he is.
And he has a lot of memorabilia with him.
Exactly. And Billy has a purpose. We saw the purpose, and there's a certain plot twist and there. So Billy, compared to Freddy, is a, I would say, like a silent character, and he's not into superheroes seemingly. And when he gets to deal with Freddy, the chemistry works so well, and they ended up being, best friends eventually. So I like the chemistry between the two characters, and I personally loved Asher Angel. He's a professional singer as well.
He was very good.
Yeah, he's a singer as well.
Oh, okay.
So in real life, and I think he nailed the role. And I loved
the guy who played Freddy
as well. Yes.
I think his name was Jack Dillon.
So
the chemistry was really good.
It was fantastic. Yeah.
And they also showed a bit of conflict as well, because as time goes on, Freddy gets a little jealous because he's the one who really loves superheroes, but he doesn't get the powers himself. That was really nice.
Yeah, so Freddy wants to get noticed, gets noticed, but at the end of the day, I mean, Billy ends up getting the superpowers.
So that's I think that's a part of childhood as well, that a lot of people can relate to.
So you get to see some sort of tension.
Yes, that was very nice. And also Zachary Levi, who I thought did a really great job. So what did you think about?
That was off the charts. So I think he did a fantastic job. I would say his performance was perfect. I think it was on point. So the whole point of Shazam as a superhero is a teen inside the body of
an adult superhero,
like a perfect human being.
Yeah.
So he has like so many superpowers. And apart from the fact that Zachary was, portraying like a adult superhero, he perfectly mimicked Billy's, body languages and attitude and everything.
And also his expressions, his reactions,
they
were very childish and immature.
Childish.
Let's talk a bit about the family theme that's in the movie. So we have seen the family theme before in other movies, but Shazam uses it really well. So we see that in Billy's search for his mother. We see that it's the same thing that connects Billy and Freddy, because they are like brothers. And also the other group home members. What did you think about the supporting cast, the other family members?
I think the most important thing about the whole family thing in the film is that it proved that family is not just about being bound by blood.
Yes.
It just got bigger. It's family. There's always room for family.
So, and they already paid a good amount of attention to how important it is to become foster parents.
They focused on that very
so
well,
this is applicable to, being foster, either being foster mom or foster dad to animals as well, stray animals, like cats or dogs. So, I mean, they really emphasize that fact, how important it is to work as a family and sharing things together. And when you're going through something in life, family will be there in the first place. It's all about, being together and loving each other as a group.
And it had a lot of heart.
It has a lot of heart. So some people might think that Shazam is all about having fun in the cinema, but no, it has very emotional aspects.
It has a good message as well.
It has a fantastic message. So it's not just crazy fun. It has very emotional moments.
And I like how Billy's character develops, because in the beginning he doesn't want to take part in the other family events. True. So when they're having dinner, he's off to the side. But towards the end, you finally see that he steps up. He's really he has become part of the family, and you can see his character develop.
Yeah, as you said, the film had a lot of heart.
So what did you think about the other characters, like the other family characters?
That was the coolest part about
they were all
getting
unique.
to see. They were like really unique.
Yeah.
There was one person who was not into chatting with everyone, and there was a huge nerd.
Who was playing video games.
Like a techie.
Yeah, he was playing a lot of video games.
And then the little kid. I can't recall
the
her
little
name.
girl, right?
The little girl. Yeah.
She was really sweet.
She was like really open-minded and very sweet, very cute. And then there's Billy, there's Freddy, and then there are foster parents. So
it's a good dynamic between these people. Yeah. And I saw that the family theme extends to the villain as well. So Mark Strong played Dr. Sivana. I loved his origin story.
I think that was quite surprising because so
don't worry about
spoilers.
Yeah, so spoiler alert.
Spoilers. So the movie started off with introducing officially introducing Dr. Sivana's origins and how he evolved towards being a villain, and so it's all about like finding your place in the world
and being rejected and
being
how to deal with it.
He was humiliated and like no one welcomed him. So at the end of the day, I think he was a pretty badass villain. I wouldn't call him like a really fleshed out villain, but at the end of the day, he did a fantastic role, and I believe that it's all thanks to Mark Strong's.
He's very good at villains.
Just like Zachary, he delivered a very charismatic performance. He's very good at villains.
He's very entertaining to watch.
Green Lantern.
Yeah, he was Sinestro.
Yeah, Sinestro.
If that movie had worked out, he would have been really cool as Sinestro.
Did you notice that he kind of gave Lex Luthor vibes? I don't know.
He did. And it's something to do with the origin as well, because the guy who played his father was Lionel Luthor from Smallville.
Yes.
So that was really funny. I thought that was
and
cool.
He's a bald-headed guy.
And he's the head of his company. So it just... Did you know the guy who played the Lionel Luthor? He was also in Batman and Robin.
Oh,
So he's responsible for Poison Ivy in that movie, and then Lex Luthor in Smallville. He's making so many supervillains. So the wizard who gave the powers to Billy, he's auditioning little kids to find the chosen one. So Sivana was one of the people who was rejected. And so he couldn't resist the temptations from the seven deadly sins, which is the whole purpose of Shazam. It's to protect the world from the sins. So because he was rejected, and he was also rejected by his family, and he can't deal with that, he becomes obsessed with finding the sins and releasing them.
Yes.
So what is this part of the story? Is it faithful to the comics? Are you familiar with that?
I'm not, as in like I haven't read the classic ones,
Okay.
but I'm familiar with the New 52 run.
Okay.
I would say cinematically, the film gave me, Spider-Man 2 vibes, and also
I can see
Christopher Reeve's Superman
Okay.
films, the vibe. But when it comes to accuracy, I would say he did a pretty accurate job, like a fantastic job.
It worked in the movie very
It
well,
worked in the movie and as well, and
Yeah.
also spoilers once again, introducing Shazam family.
Yeah.
That was accurate to comics, and even the actors and actresses who played the adult version of
They fit their roles
each character,
very
they
well.
were like on point. And yeah, I would say the film, apart from being really fun and emotional, I think it was very, very close to comics.
What did you think about the origins being linked? Shazam and Sivana, they're sort of linked because I think it's a great juxtaposition because they were both rejected by their families.
Yes.
But Shazam had his group home friends and the love for his mother, which kept him from turning into a villain.
So once again, it's all about familial love, right?
Yeah.
It's all about how
The people around you.
and how they make a positive impact on your life.
Yes.
And not being rejected or being rejected.
Yeah. Let's talk a bit about the 7 deadly sins. So I thought the designs looked really cool. They looked very demonic and creepy, especially the scene where they are locked inside their statues. I thought that was really cool. And the scene where Sivana unleashes them in that office room. I thought that was really cool.
That was really scary.
That was really scary. That was really good scene.
That was creepy as well.
They were really scary. But the one issue I had with the movie, tiny one.
The visual effects?
Not really the visual effects. I was disappointed by how the sins were used.
Okay.
Because they're called the 7 deadly sins. And the name itself carries a lot of possibilities and potential.
Okay.
But I felt like they were mainly used as Sivana's powers. And
minus envy, I would say.
Huh?
Minus
envy, yes.
They could have just properly utilized,
because
the unique,
according to their names,
unique nature of each and every 7 deadly sins.
It's not a big issue. It's just something they could have improved on.
But you would agree the revelation of envy is pretty fantastic.
That was really cool. I thought that was
smart.
Yes.
Placed.
That was really
good.
At the ending, you don't expect that to happen, and then it was really cool to see that happen. But I feel like we could have had a little bit more of a relationship between Sivana and the sins.
Yeah. Also, I felt like the CGI could have been improved a bit.
There were some places.
It worked.
Yeah. There was a similar thing in Spider-Man 2 where you have Dr. Octopus talking to his mechanical arms. So that was more of a relationship where he's talking to them, they're talking back. So even in Venom, which is not a good movie, but even in Venom,
I would say it was moderately good for me. But some people.
But they did that relationship between Eddie Brock and the symbiote really well, which is what could have elevated Dr. Sivana to from a good villain to a great one if they could have done that.
In Shazam, that was the best part about the movie, the chemistry between the symbiote and...
In Venom, you mean?
In Venom. In Venom.
They could have had a little bit more of the sins having more of a personality and more of a relationship that could have improved the movie.
True.
It's not a deal breaker in any way.
Yeah.
The movie is still fun, but they could have improved it.
I agree.
That's a small thing. Yeah. So what are your favorite little character moments? Things that stood out to you. The funny scenes.
Funny scenes. Okay. So I would say the Santa Claus stole the show.
It's a recurring character who shows up a few times. The Santa Claus thing.
Even if they're going to introduce a spin-off featuring Santa, I would watch it. And Santa Claus aside, I loved the chemistry between Billy Batson and Freddy.
When they're figuring out the powers.
And also the nice Easter eggs, scattered all out the film, which reminds us of the fact that Shazam takes place in the DC universe, cinematic universe.
Yes.
But then I heard that in the future these solo films are going to be standalone films. They're not going to.
They won't have major connections. It's just slight hints that it's connected to a broader universe.
It's not like they're going to focus on a shared universe, but they will focus on each and every movie separately. For your question, I liked the first discussion between Billy and the Wizard, the Shazam
that
Wizard.
Was funny. That was funny.
And also the most surprising part, because I kept myself away from all the spoilers. So when they revealed the Shazam family, for a fact I know they cast the adult actors, but I thought they might reveal them in an end credit scene. Honestly. So and then the moment they revealed them, I was like,
So I
was like
wasn't
really surprised.
Okay, so I wasn't aware of the Shazam family, so I didn't know about it at all.
Then
so that was a very pleasant surprise. So towards the end of the movie, where Shazam is fighting the 7 deadly sins, the other kids get powers as well.
Also, one thing I liked about the film is that they showed a very emotional scene between Billy and his original mother.
The biological mother.
Biological mother.
Yes.
So
he finally finds the mother, and
so that was a heartbreaking scene, I would say. And the moment Billy says, "Okay, guess I should go back to my real family."
Yeah. And then he gets over it. That's such a
that is a very defining moment. And did you realize that right after that, he says Shazam and then he jumps off the building?
Yeah,
that reminded me of like a similar scene in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, when he jumps off. Oh yeah, that's like the first time he jumps off.
That was
after getting over the death of his uncle.
That was like fantastic.
Yeah. And speaking of the transformation scene, I thought those were really cool. I liked how they used it.
Yes.
Because sometimes Shazam uses the transformation as a weapon, and sometimes he uses it as a distraction. So I thought that was very creative.
Yes.
How he used it. Sometimes he uses it to get away. So that was really cool. I also liked the grocery store scene with the robbery. You can see that in the trailer. That was really funny, and the robbers are shooting at them.
Yeah.
And he finds out that he's bulletproof. That was funny. And then later on, they try to drink beer.
Yeah.
And they can't take beer yet.
and also the conversation between Billy and Freddy, Billy and Shazam actually, where Billy says, "Okay, I want other people to notice me.
Okay.
And then I would love to be a superhero like you." Okay. And it clearly showcased. I mean, I initially told you that everyone would love to be a superhero, especially kids.
Yeah.
So imagine Shazam, he was having like a ton of fun and doing crazy stuff.
And his friend was feeling a little left out.
Not a little actually.
A lot.
So he was feeling depressed at one point.
Yeah.
And then and also the moment each and every moment where Shazam was discovering his powers, like
those were really
flying and sparkle fingers.
Yeah, there was a scene where actually there was a montage scene where he's discovering the powers, and I think it played a song by Queen. It was really fun.
I was about to.
Yeah, that was really fun. Yeah, and there was also another scene where Sivana and Shazam are fighting, and they show a little kid playing with Batman and Superman toys.
Yes,
that was really funny. And then the fight in the toy store where Shazam is throwing action figures.
I'm Batman.
He's showing Batman action figures at Sivana. That was funny.
And the other most hilarious part was where they were like fighting
on a keyboard. And then it plays the notes. It plays the
notes. Dr.
Sivana. When Sivana is running towards Shazam, it plays the notes. So that was really funny.
That just elevated the humor, to be honest. The entire audience was laughing.
Yeah, that was a good scene, yeah. Let's talk about the end credit scene. The first one. So the first one is about this caterpillar creature called Mr. Mind. Now, this is not a character I'm familiar with. Yeah. So what is this villain?
Okay, so I don't know a lot about the villain, but I did my research. I actually, so just like in Captain Marvel, where Goose is a Flurkin, an alien. So Mr. Mind is supposed to be an alien.
Okay.
He has psychic abilities.
Okay.
So he can manipulate people mentally.
Okay.
And he uses a small microphone to, like a walkie-talkie or something, right?
Okay.
I don't know. He had this sort of thing where he used to communicate with Dr. Sivana. So I think he wants to recruit like a number of villains.
Okay.
To his own. So he's a very super like a powerful alien. But he looks like a caterpillar.
Oh, okay.
So I think we'd probably see him in the sequel. Unless they introduces a Black Adam.
Maybe both of them.
Because
I saw Dwayne Johnson was a producer.
Yes.
His name was there, and he's supposed to be Black Adam. So
yeah, so we actually got to see Black Adam in the form of a magical hologram.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I think I missed that one.
No, the part where the wizard explains the whole history about 7 deadly sins being released to the world and causing destruction, and there was this part where they created the he mentioned
the hologram.
The hologram, and there was a hooded figure that I heard that's supposed to be Black Adam.
Oh, okay.
So if you pay attention a bit more closely, you can see it. The face reminded me of Dwayne The Rock's face, actually.
Okay. That will be really fun to see Zachary Levi facing off against The Rock. So that's really fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so looking forward to the sequel. Let's talk about the second post-credit scene, which was really funny. So Billy and Freddy are trying to see if Shazam can talk to fish. So as Shazam says it's stupid, why would anyone want that power? So it's a nice little jab at Aquaman. to finish off the movie. I thought that was funny.
And Freddy was wearing an Aquaman t-shirt as well.
Yeah, he was wearing.
And the thing is, this was right after the massive success of Aquaman, because it's a home run for DC and Warner Brothers. And right after that, Shazam became a home run as well, because it got rave reviews. And then they were like just mocking Aquaman.
Hey, come on, it's fun.
It's fun, that's it. So I mean, I liked how
it was like
it was well placed, and I just loved it.
Good-natured joke.
I mean, it wasn't a very important end credit scene, but I mean, superhero memes are all about having fun. So I just liked it.
So, any final thoughts before we wrap this up, Oshita?
So I would say just go and watch Shazam. I mean, you would definitely have a lot of fun while watching the film. So
I can also easily recommend this to watch this in a movie theater and go with a crowd. Because it's really fun.
So I think the movie is directed by David F. Sandberg. He directed Lights Out, if I'm right.
Okay.
So he did a fantastic job. So Shazam and Aquaman, it proved the fact that if you hire the right people, I mean good writers, and pay a good amount of attention to the source material, and also good directors, I mean, you'd definitely be able to do a fantastic job. So I would say one word, Shazam is it's fun.
It's fun. Okay, thank you, Oshita, for joining me
again.
Thank you
very much for inviting me.
No problem. And we'll do another review for Endgame. There's going to be, I'm going to try to assemble a team of people for that one.
Drum rolls.
Thanks to Geek HQ for letting us record this video here. And thank you guys for watching. Please leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Movie Slinger out.
Shazam.